Hi guys, this is Namcraft. What's going on? Welcome to this is the Starcraft English commentary. It's going to be ASL S19 Day 1 prelims with Group 8 finals games underway. We're going to be having Royal versus Shuttle, and we will skip the first game in which Royal has defeated Shuttle. The second game is going to be played on the map Dominator. You can see this map right here. Protoss versus Terran is going to be the name of the game. And in terms of map stats, in the last 2 days, if you look in from the Terran's perspective, they have won. They've enjoyed. Just give me a quick second there. As you can see, dominated 49.4% win rate for Terran's, a very standard map out of 539 games, right? So that's what we have going for us today. And let me just quickly show you who the contestants are, because it's always better to put a face onto a photo, right? Whatever that means. Here is the player's name, so let me just give me a second. First guy, it is going to be Royo. Everyone is familiar with Royo, right? Because Royo is one of the previous ASL champion. There he is. But did you also know that Shadow is also a previous ASL champion? He was a champion of the first season of ASL when no one was playing around and he was the only good player, and he's won that way. But yeah, these two players going to be able to face out here, and let's see who's going to be able to actually have the edge. Royo is ahead one game, so he's going to be probably a little bit more cautious, just taking things one at a time, and hopefully that the enemy will mess up along the way. Here are some more stats for you. So this is the first thing I want to show you. That is the top 10 players today. Is Royo on it? He is not. Is Shadow on it? Nah, he's never on this list. He's never in the top 20 even. He kind of sucks these days. But he is somewhere. And if you look at what does I want to show you, if the okay, this is the how many tournaments each player has achieved, right, in each ASL, but that is not really what I want to show you. This is what I want to show you, the accomplishment by race and by players in the last 18 season of ASL. We're seeing that yeah, Royo's got one gold. He's got 1 gold and 0 silvers and 0 bronze, so that is his problem. Nice Zelle attack to get that marine, and he's gonna try to count us out. The second marine is out support, and it looks like Shadow's gonna get pushed back. By the way, I have not had a chance to properly thank some of my fans, especially some of my new fans in the previous game, because they're rather short and was busy talking about something else. Now I would do it. So first of all, I'd like to thank these guys, Mr. McDonald for your support. Excuse me, in the last 30 days, Mr. Z, thanks for your support in the last 30 days, and next up is Mr. C Goblins for your support in the last 2 days, and then last but not least, a newcomer to the club, the Namcraft club, is this dude right here, the Pope Garonetti. Thanks a lot for your support in the last 3 days, and let's hope that I can bring joy and smile and some dramatic pleasures to you in these very, very dry and boring months. Let's get back to this game. What do we have going on? Looks like a couple of Marines, Vultures, and Tanks are chasing 4 Dragoons, 2 Zealot, and 1 Probe. Very, very interesting and uneven distribution of forces here. The Zealot's actually getting kind of stuck in the middle. How many forces fall? Looks like Royal saved most of his units. This Dragoon's very damaged. Need to kind of fall back now. Vulture's coming out looking to snipe that weak Dragoon. Does he get it or not? Looks like the Dragoon is dancing around and both of the Vultures live. So that's going to be a huge problem, I think, because those Vultures can go around and start to lay some mines. We do have the next Vulture is out here. The next Dragoon is out. It's going to try to find the weak Vultures. He gets it. He needs to keep on going. He needs to try to surround it from both sides. You can see that this chase is like the freaking Genghis Khan army running around the various continents in the world and finally try to return home here. Anyways, it looks like 1 Vulture is going to get trapped. Right here, the Vulture gets trapped. Does it die? The Vulture died. The Vulture died. The second Vulture is still hanging out at the bottom side, and he will hide here for a while. Dragoons start to head towards the other side of the map. We're going to be having second factory coming down for Royal. Very, very nice, as well as a bunker with 4 Marines just to be completely safe. And for Shadow, he's got his 3 dragoons. 1 dragoon is not yet participating in the battle, but now it's going to be able to attack, and he can see that there's a command center not yet completed. As he's going to try to repair. The tank is out. Keep in mind some of those dragoons were damaged before, so I think a single tank shot could be a little bit devastating. You need to find the weaker dragoons on the left side, I think. No, that is possibly the stronger one, but that is a weaker one, so that's good. Now this single vulture is going to lay a lot of mines, and they are evenly spread out. A single dragoon. Look at this, guys. The way that Shadow moves his dragoons back is that he's gonna move them one by one. Doesn't move most of them at the same time. So, oh, what is he doing? Are you freaking insane? That was a total noob mistake. That 40 supply for Royal and 36 for Shadow. So Shadow is in a deep pool of pow, right, of bow, and he's got to get out of it. 2 tanks, and Vulture's gonna get repaired. That was a nice huge win, I think, overall for this main man Royal here. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually wins, because he's very good. He's very excellent, Royal. Anyways, we're going to be having some nice attacks coming up now. It is only the 6-minute mark of the game. There's a lot to go, so I think these 2 players will be looking out very much intensely on this map. It's going to be the 3rd gateway with observers coming out from Shuttle, and as for Royal, he is just building stuff out of his 3 factories. Did he build an armory to upgrade stuff? I think he might have. And looks like Shuttle's getting ready to expand towards the 4 o'clock position. He's got a probe, excuse me, he's got the 3 dragoons and observer trying to clear any mines there. There isn't any mine, so Shuttle would take this expansion, and actually looks like Royal is going to allow that to happen. He's preoccupied with his own thing, which is just defending correctly, right? Hoping he doesn't die. And try to run by with some vultures laying some mines and getting some reconnaissance work. Observers see a lot of those vultures. Going to be very careful. Some dragoons are starting to come out and try to snipe those vultures. Vultures going to try to go to his way. You need to block it. One of the vultures gets kind of damaged, but they all survive, so that's good. They will go back home and repair themselves. Army coming up, so the upgrades. Boy, Royal is actually not that quick, guys. He will need to find some other ways to upgrade soon. What is happening? Double factory is spinning stuff. An observer getting sniped. It's very childish the way you see Shadow play sometimes. He just doesn't do the basic stuff correctly. Anyways, one of those 3 approaches, they're gonna try to dive in when the probes go out. That is the intent. Yeah, for the time being, Shadow is still up for supply. More dragoons, more gateways. A City of Verdun comes out, so the game is progressing rather slowly. It looks like, you know, both players are not really trying to engage in any kind of major battles. Instead, they're just gonna try to sit at home and just build up their forces, not to get harassment and so forth. Alright, we're going to be having the 3rd factory coming up now, and Royal is toiling hard. He's just keeping all of his forces at home and waiting patiently for the moment to, you know, to come out later when he's got his upgrades fully done and he's got, you know, a sizable amount of force. This forge comes up for some nice upgrades for Shadow, and he goes out on that. What kind of a playstyle does Shadow enjoy? I feel like he's not very good with the Shuttle, to be honest. He's just kind of like a well-rounded, nothing is good, nothing is bad kind of player. I mean, he can play decent against any kind of, you know, B-rank player, but when he gets to his A-rank and S-rank player, he just struggles a lot. It looks like 3 more factories come up for a total of 5. Observer is perfectly placed. The scanners are not going to work at all, so that Observer will live for a while. On this other map, we're going to be having Xenon with leg coming up for Shadow. Does he get ready for an expansion? He could actually think about that at some point. Goliath's getting ready to snipe that Observer. Tanks start to move across, and all tanks, just entirely armies made up of tanks, is what Royal is having. He's going to snipe this Observer. Just going to complete coverage on the area. Alright, looks like on this other map, Shadow is getting ready also to pounce. He is pound or pounce, maybe pound is the right word here. Another observer sees these forces moving across. You need to run for his life because Goliath will for sure try to snipe it. Just massive Zelle for Shadow. He's looking forward to do a huge push. He's got to be careful because the moment he loses that battle, then his enemy is going to be on even basis with him. So he needs to get ready to go in for an expansion, I think. Just put a probe somewhere and get ready to expand. Is the idea I would, you know, tell them right now. It's going to be just more factory production from Royal, and that is completely understandable. Usually you wanna, as a 10 player, you want to build a lot of tanks first because vultures are cheap and come out faster, so you build vultures at the end and try to catch those vultures up with the rest of the tanks. At least I think that is how it normally works. But anyways, we're gonna be having possibly some major battles coming up soon now. A lot of Zealot moving across the map, and looks like Royal it is going to have to defend hard here. Shuttle looking to clear some mine. He cannot move the Zealot first. He gets the Zealot inside, which is not really the ideal thing. He goes through, he loses the first 2-3 Zealot. He needs to attack, keeps on attacking. We have a Shuttle. The Shuttle is gonna get sniped right away, but unloads all of the Zealot and the Goliaths. We're completely wasting their forces here. The Zealot get inside the tank, possibly very close to getting inside the tank, but at the last the Dragoons are not numerous enough to take care of those tanks. A huge battle ensues at the last minute. It looks like Royal clears out everything. He pushes the Dragoons back, and indeed Shuttle could not penetrate, and now Royal is up with about 10 supply, and that was terrible. Shuttle, we need to move into the next tech of choice, and that's gonna be Templar Archive. He's gonna build that. Let's build gateways. I guess he will build gateway for now. That those are easier, right? Alright, we're looking at the 11 minute and 25th second of the game, and Shuttle's gonna take the 4th base, and as for Royal, he is just chilling with his 3 bases. He's got +1 weapons, very strong, and he's gonna be looking for some other ways to kind of get some revenge here. The armory is you know, not spinning for the +1 armor for the time being. Some Zealot moving across the map to clear the vultures. Looks like the last minute this much is gonna try to move away here. Alright, looks like the vultures says, you know what, I could not penetrate, I can just let you take your base, and let me take my base. Templar Archive coming up, very nice, and I feel like on this map, in particular, and in most maps in general, when Protoss playing against Terran player, the Protoss player just forget to use a single shuttle with 2 Hydralisk and 1 Zealot. Sometimes you just need to dedicate a shuttle, 2 Hydralisk and 1 Zealot, or go for some kind of, I don't know, hunting mission. Trying to catch you know, some SCV line along the storms guys. So I feel like players like Shadow are not very good, but he doesn't really think about, you know, okay, I'm getting attacked right now, so instead of using all of my forces to defend, I should just divert one small force somewhere else to kind of stop the supply chain of the enemy. Basically that's what I would be thinking. But anyways, I want to have an announcement to make this is a little bit of a light announcement. I'm very sleepy right now. I need to go to bed soon, but I would try to finish this game with you, so this game is to end very soon. We're looking at the 12-minute, almost a 13-minute mark of the game, and looks like Shadow is about on even a little bit less supply compared to his enemies. Enemies got his 4 command center, man. So Shadow is expanding at a rate that is slower than a Terran is expanding, and that's not really good. But of course, in Templar strategy, we've seen that Terran, you know, full force could just get completely wiped out with storms. Storm is just so powerful in PvT. Anyways, going to be having a 4 vulture drop now. Do we have any cannons? There's that is a pylon, not a cannon. So I guess that dropship will need to maybe make a decision as to where to go. Maybe click on the pylon. I'm not so sure. There's going to be some attack on this other side of the map. The dropship is almost arriving soon. Let's see if there's going to be any kind of major damage done by that dropship. Looks like it comes through, and Shadow's in a very nice situation. He doesn't have to think about other things before this dropship drops, but now he sees dropship need to run like hell. He's running rather slowly. Now he does run. He gets a couple of drones away, but now this other unit is going to try to land. Hit Zealot to go. What are you doing? Move your Zealot. Where's this dropship going precisely? I don't even know. He drops again, and so these probes are gonna get toasted. Dragoons come supported from the back is nice, but the dropship also picks up the cargo and runs away, and that drop did nothing. And what is this? These 2 vultures are completely hidden. This is not what you want to have as a Protoss player, and now Shadow's got to spend just a lot more time trying to, you know, optimize those units. Another dropship, another observer is going to get sniped here, but now I think Shadow's got possibly just enough time to go to his side of the farm to defend. By the way, I'm going to start to speak like I'm dreaming, like I'm talking in tongue, guys. I apologize because I am about to collapse into freaking sleeping mode now. I cannot open my eyes any longer. Anyways, we're going to be having almost maxed out army from both sides here. Vultures is going to try to penetrate this base. There's some cannons on the low ground. But maybe it's gonna be better used to go back home and check out the situation. The cannons is gonna fall, that's slightly unfortunate. Shuttle is gonna try to save it with some forces running around. This particular shuttle could actually fly in and land some forces, but he's not doing that. And I guess these vultures will stay here, and Royal will intend on sniping that Nexus. Shadow's maxed out, Royal's maxed out. Let's see who will win now. There's gonna be a run by here, but this, even if this battle is able to win some victories for Shadow, he doesn't have a fifth base, right? He's still on 4 bases. The enemy is also on 4 bases, and that is not really what you want to have. Oh my god, a mine exploding into the Dragoons twice in a row already. The third one almost exploded. What are these Dragoons doing? I guess just dancing around looking for openings, but at the last minute the poachers will kill out the rest of these Dragoons. Alright, looks like Shadow is gonna finally come in here and take care of these pretty annoying Dragoons. You need to keep one of the Dragoons to block the front storm so he cannot escape. I think that is the key here. But anyways, there is gonna be some nice attacks between these two players. And okay, Shadow's gonna take this base. That is an interesting choice for a base to take. That base is kind of in the middle of nowhere and is very much assaultable from the ground by the Terran forces.
본진의 아래쪽에 있는 10시 쪽에도 지금은 지어야 됩니다. 테란은 1시나 10시.
Alright, sorry I had to move some stuff around a bit, but I'm back here. Are you guys still following this game? Looks like some small skirmishes, but nothing major happened to these two players. Alright, some small attacks here, but Shadow once again is not able to penetrate, so it's gonna back down and wait for reinforcement. More Dragoons coming out. We don't see the presence of Stargate, so that means no Arbiters, no Carriers. And Royal is gonna be able to take his 5 base economy strong, and Shadow is only now gonna go on to 5 bases. He's got exactly 5 bases. I feel like he could actually also just try to expand towards the inner, what is it, 330 position. That would be a nice base to actually take for now, because he's combing the map and making sure he's in control of the game. But yeah, I think this is also a mistake that some Protoss player makes, so is that when a Terran player is turling and when you are having map control, you need to take the bases closest to Terran and try to use it as a leverage, either get some more money bucks for your oh, what am I talking about? I'm not so sure, but yeah, he could get some early minerals for himself. But the fact is that when the game drags towards the later part of the game, towards the late game, you will not have a chance to mine out those bases. You might as well mine it now when you're still controlling the map. Anyways, they're going to be having a major attack. The Shadow's got what hides he could cast a storm on some Goliaths. He's waiting the Zelle to pull back. There's going to be some huge mine turn to destroy so many Zelle, but that time is going to cast some storm on the vultures. There's going to be a nice mine explosion, and that Hydra gets sniped. So that's slightly unfortunate, as of course Shadow is not really known for his Shadow and Hide split control. He's known to be a comedian and terrorist, best assistant, sidekick almost. Anyways, looks like Royal comes out. He's saying, I have 5 bases. I know that you have a maximum of possibly just 5. You cannot have much, so I'm going to use this chance to go out there and attack and punish you. Alright, battles are getting very, very tense. Both the players on both sides are just joggling here and waiting for the right moment to strike. Alright, some nice attack from Shadow. Not bad at all. He's able to clear some of the minefield, but is it going to be enough? That's the question here. We are going to be having some storm swing against us on high ground, on the units on the low ground, and this Hydra is going to try to go out. He is going to try to snipe the storm, the mine or not. He's going to try to come into storm right now. He's not storming. He does have a great storm that hits all of the tanks, and now Protoss going to have to back up. We're going to be having some storm, and there's no EMP. There's an EMP finally, but on the Dragoons, not on the high Templars. That had to cast 3 storms independently, and it hit a lot of targets. So that was very good. This Dragoon's getting stuck in the corner. What is next for Shadow here? He's gonna move forces around. The fact that he's able to mine the inner 7 o'clock position is actually a nice idea. Want to mine out those bases. More storm against the tanks that just completely evaporate the first line of Terran defenses, and more storm on the remaining tank. But now that it's gonna fall out, so that's that. Anyways, looks like there's gonna be Dragoon forces at the 9 o'clock position trying to clear those areas. These destroyer tanks gonna finally move in here, but we do have 4 high templates getting ready to cast a storm. He cast the first one into cast. Why is he's casting on the other side, which is not a bad idea, but now he finally casts all of these tanks. He can cast more. He need to cast more. He casts some to supporting Zelle, supporting Underground, Single Argon, buying a lot of time in Shuttle. He's forcing Royo to actually bleed a lot. He's not really attacking efficiently. He's losing force a lot faster than usually he should. And the only reason that Royo can support this high production facility rate is that he's got colonies everywhere. He's got what am I saying? Just some random notes because I'm practically sleeping right now. Nice battle in 20 minutes of the map between Shuttle and Royo is still not yet clear who's going to be able to win, but I would still say that Royo's got a slight edge here. He's got 5 bases and Shuttle's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 versus 5 is not really decent for Protoss. You want to have a lot more, I think. But anyways, Sunny's just going to try to come out here, and reinforcement from Shuttle is going to try to come back from the other side of the map. Alright, Shuttle is doing a good job of building a lot of gateways on his southern side of the map. He want to make sure he doesn't get completely, I don't know, supply block when you cannot make any more forces because you run out of, you don't have any functioning gateways. He doesn't want to get into those kind of scenario. But anyways, some major attacks happening soon now. We are looking at yeah, some small, units movement from both these players. And looks like Shadow's gonna just try to clear this high ground here and prep himself for the next attack. As for Royal, he is just also struggling for position. He's kind of staying back. Looks like Shadow is sneakily taking this base at the more 230 position. He doesn't actually have any experience running it, but no one is taking that land, I think. So this is what he's doing, or she is doing. He's gonna try to get some license to wait, what? There's gonna be some huge drop happening here. I cannot remember what I'm talking about. There's gonna be some storm though. That first storm isn't so bad. The second storm, he hits some units and he backs down. Some nice attack happening both sides. Both players are having maxed out army but have not traded. A lot Shuttle with 3,000 minerals in bank, and Royal with 4,000, almost 5,000 minerals in the bank. But now Royal comes out here and is gonna be able to destroy these faces, these forces. What are those called? These inner bases, for example, inner 8 o'clock. Anyways, some small skirmishes, but this base is definitely going to our main man, to Royal here. With Shuttle cannot hold it. He might as well need to evacuate his probes just to save his economy later. There's gonna be some setup dropping here. And good storm against a lot of the forces, but I'm not so sure if that is gonna be enough or not. Huge storm, huge successful storm that just cleared out a chunk of the Terran army. But now he starts to run out of those spellcasters. Need to back down now, and that is very wasteful to just trade like this for Royal. He's still leading about 20 supply though after that battle is over, so I guess it's not that bad of a deal because he's just got superior economy and he's able to bomb out a crap ton of forces, whereas the enemy is not able to do anything. So this inner, 7th to 30 position is gonna run itself out, so that's what we was expecting. This base all of a sudden is still hanging out here. We know what exactly the base does. Yeah, anyways, what is happening now? We're gonna be looking at the 27 amount of game. This command is gonna float over, and Royal 5,000 minerals in the bank, Shuttle 2,500 in the bank. These guys are playing very conservative. You need to cast storm on those tanks. He does cast the first storm, but they're both still alive, and Shuttle's gonna back down. He might decide to cast a storm from the low ground and actually do that. Zelle's gonna start to come across the map here. And Hydras, does it have energy? Yes, I don't have energy, so that's be nice to cast a storm now before he loses all of his item. He go forward, he casts a nice storm in the back, or the touch both of the tanks and some of the boats. He casts a great storm because they have to push those tanks back, and he's going to be able to morph into Archons. Then he might cast one more storm on the huge clump of vultures. Looks like Shadow's able to reinforce from this guy with a lot of stuff here. Alright, we are looking at the almost 25th minute mark of the game. And I think Shadow is slightly in trouble, but he could still manage if he does everything correctly here. Some great attack and offering to Archon before he was able to do a lot more damages. And now Shadow is flying back and forth with his 3 shadows, but it's not very clear what he wants to accomplish with them. This is a nice attack. These allows to actually trade very efficiently against the tank, and Heisenberg will cast Storm against something else. He does cast several Storm against these units. Very strong opponent playing against each other, and that allows it. All of those sands on the low ground is going to get destroyed, so Shadow's going to save his base, and he pushes the Terran player back strongly here. More tanks going to be able to come out here, but we need to have more Storm. We need to cast a Storm now. I don't see the Storm being some crazy battles, and after 25 minutes of the gameplay, we're still witnessing this game here. Let's take a quick base count to confirm what exactly we're seeing on screen. Looks like from Terran side, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. On the Protoss side, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases, and there are 2 bases not yet taken. So at this rate, it is going to be Royal who is ahead, but you know, in temp-top strategy, it's all about execution. It's almost like Terran versus Terran. The fact that you have a lead in terms of economy or bases or army doesn't mean anything unless you can actually consistently maintain that lead and convert it into successful victories on the battlefield. Nice a lot coming out to support and clearing out those last tanks, and after this Shadow saves all of his bases. He does save all of his bases, and once again Royo's gonna get pushed back, but it's not yet definitely in any of these players favor. I'd say that Royo still have a nice lead because he's got this new base that is not yet been assaulted, but now it looks like Shadow's gonna try to get on it. He's got some Dragoons, gotta be careful not to lose his Observer. He's gonna have a nice Storm, but there might be an EMP. You need to have a Storm right now on the Science Vessel. It's not storming. Shadow, what are you doing? Storm! He does storm the Science as well as the Collide and a bunch of tanks. The high split kills something like 7 or 8 units there. Very nicely and nicely done from Shadow, and he's gonna have to load some of the Zelle to go off there. You can look at the APM of these 2 players. They're kind of not very high. Royal is gonna have a slightly higher APM, 280, and Shadow's got around 230. So that's that. Anyway, some nice big attacks between these 2 players. You know what? If I was Royal, one thing I would be thinking about is what about the 2 o'clock position. That base should not really belong to Shadow. I'm not so sure why he allows it to be out there for so long, because it's so close to his main base. Nice Zealot dropping all over everything. Dragoons need to come out. Tanks to focus attention on the Dragoons though. Reinforcement from the right side as well. So these tank forces are gonna get completely destroyed. And slow ground disadvantage from Royo. He would lose the last of his tanks. He's trying to retreat the army, and Shadow does some great reach. You need to snipe the science. He doesn't do the snipe. There's gonna be some Zealot dropping the mine onto the vultures. It's gonna be a crazy mine explosion. No mine explosion at all. But these 4 tanks on the left side, it's gonna be able to shell nicely attack, and Dragoon's gonna back down. But it's gonna be some Dragoons attacking against 9 o'clock position. That base is gonna be under siege, but looks like Royo's gonna try to reinforce from the north side. Some Dragoon's gonna try to come out. The high temperature to cast a storm. Maybe on a science vessel will be better. Maybe on a tank. He's not casting. What is he doing? He could actually cast 2 storm, but Shadow was not paying attention to that. High temperature could actually cast 2 very devastating storm, but now he's got more. He's definitely got more. And but keep in mind, guys, he's not mining from the inner bases. For example, the inner 3 o'clock position is not mining. The inner 7 o'clock position is not mining. This is a problem when you're playing in a very low APM. You're not micro-tasking fast enough. That is a combination between micro and multitasking. You need to be consistently doing micro attacks on the battlefields while you are building up bases and getting up some coverage on the map. You need to start to mine those bases around, because it's got 2,400 enemies in the back. He definitely can actually use the money to actually set up some bases and make some cannons, but he needs to do that. So he's just gonna try to load up some more units. He's gonna try to attack up. So there's gonna be not a lot of Goliaths here. There's gonna be a storm against some SCBs. Possibly that tank is doing some good shot, but at the last minute there's gonna be all of those high players was losing the NG now. The Dragoons need to back down, and way too many tanks on the high ground. Indeed, Shadow's gonna back down. He's gonna survive for a while here, but nice attacks and nice defenses between these 2 players. Gonna put this game in the list of best games for this year. No question about it. This game was freaking amazing. So definitely check out the playlist somewhere on the internet, or maybe just go on my homepage on YouTube and look for the playlist that is called Best Games in 5. That game is going to contain this game for sure. But anyways, it's going to be the moment for me to thank my newly created fan, not newly created, but Mr. Bob Garonetti from Italy. Thank you very much for your support in the last 2 days. Thank you, Mr. Z. I think he's from the US, but I'm not so sure. Thank you, Mr. McDonald Trump, President of the United States of A. I like. And finally, Mr. C. Goblins from Norway. I don't know anybody or anything about your country. I know that soccer player, right, Haaland, is from Norway, isn't he? So I think you are like him, right? So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for your support in the last 30 days. If you guys, if you guys wanna kind of get personal shout out and customize avatar made by me, please go ahead and buy me some amount of coffee. Any amount of coffee would work. $2 will be fine. The link to that is going to be in the description, so please go ahead and do that when you have a chance. Anyways, nice attacks at the butchers coming through, and this base finally was thrown in the eye, but now it will fall. And I think with that is gonna dash out Shuttle's hopes and dreams, but he does a huge attack. The Goliath's actually not fast enough. High to need to cast a storm. So many clumped up tank. That was a beautiful storm. Nicely placed, and those tanks are dead and they destroyed. Looks like they would die soon. Nice attack, and everything bleeded out. And after the battles over, Shuttle's kind of behind me about 30 seconds. I'm not so sure exactly why, but he did kill a lot of tank in that attack, and he's taking out this base. So he's trading bases. Shuttle is gonna try to trade in the 9th position for the 130 position. That is a bad mistake. Nice storm though, destroying a lot of units, including his own Zealot. Because the bases that Shadow has lost this 130 position, I think it's got all minerals, right? I'm not so sure. I guess also Shadow has been mining the base for a while, so it actually may not have that many minerals. But anyways, he's gonna try to snipe the SCB. How the game is freaking insane. 31 minutes, and we're still here witnessing these guys duking it out. I'm getting burned just watching these guys duking out here. Anyways, this Nexus has been mining for a while, but it's gonna finally fall now. And Shadow's gonna try to hold on to this high ground advantage. A player like Snow would be easily doing that. During this time, he would be multitasking. He would be moving his Zealot out to take the hit, and then he would land a high to use a high to storm the tanks on the low ground. All these are mechanical tricks you need to learn as a professional Starcraft player. But anyways, I digress. 32nd minute amount of the game, and Royal 170 supply and Shadow 170. If Shadow can come back for this, it's going to be a miracle, because he just lost his most valuable base, and that base is now going to go for Terran. But that base got only like 800 minerals or 900 minerals per patch. If you can see that, the commentator was showing to us. So that is something to keep in mind, guys. But anyways, there's going to be Roy coming out here. Roy is smiling because he sees that his enemy is not mining from the 3 in a 3 o'clock, because that base is very vital. I mean, I cannot stress enough the importance of that, right? When you're playing PvT or Protoss, you want to mine the base closer to Terran. Believe it or not, you want to mine the base that is closer to Terran, because when the battle drags on to late game, you will be able to actually back up to a fresher base that is behind supporting structures like cannons and pylons and whatnot. But structures going to Shadow's going for the reverse. He's gonna mine the bases further from the enemy first, and then he will expand towards the enemy, and that usually it kind of sucks. But yeah, anyways, both players once again are still very much maxed out. Nice mine explosion to clear all of these dragoons on this other map. During this time, Shadow is not taking the 9 o'clock from Shadow. Need to actually send some probes there and start to take it, because you cannot just expect a Terran to sit around and wait, right? He's taking up bases that used to belong to you. Yeah, he's just sitting his forces here. He's not sending any forces to take care of that base, and he's not gonna mine efficiently. Anyways, the next attack from Terran is gonna crush this brand new base that he's trying to reset up again. And Hydra is gonna be able to cast a storm. Need to cast a storm now. Cast a storm. Be careful. There's a minefield there. Looks like Terran's gonna get pushed around. There's gonna be a nice EMP that hits most of the forces. The Science is still alive. What a freaking insane game. This game is definitely going to get at least a 3-star for me, if not more, depending on how the game will end. We've not had a lot of games that has 4-star. I think Mini versus Barracks on Apocalypse is possibly the only game I have given 4 stars. But anyways, there's going to be a Shuttle with 3 Zealot and a high temper dropping here on the new base. We're going to have to watch out for that Shuttle to come in here. Behind this, yeah, you see Shuttle's not mining from these bases. The moment you have a base established, you need to start mining right away. Like 3 probes help, 5 probes help. I mean, it's like buy me a coffee. You need to buy me a coffee. I mean, any amount helps. Don't hesitate, because you're literally wasting that. There's gonna be some Zealot dropping. 3 Zealot, huge mine explosion. He's gonna cast a good storm. 1 storm. He casts the second one. That high, he's got something like 7 or 8 kills. coupled with a mine splash damage, there was a huge amount of forces here, but Royal is still having a nice amount of force, 186 supply compared to 197, some great storms, and this base is possibly going to perform. You need to attack now. You need to attack now. What are you waiting? He comes in from all angles. He will have the high ground advantage. He will cast several great storms against a lot of us. There's one hatchling with 3 storms remaining. 2 storms remaining. You need to cast 1 more storm. He's gonna back down. Why? Why are you backing down, dude? You just go ahead and attack. He could cast 1 more. He's waiting for it. Zelle coming through just to clear the minefield. And now he's gonna just get completely boxed up here. After that huge, exchange of blow, Royal 157 supply and Shuttle with 167. I feel like the end is possibly near for Shuttle. He still has 2,100 minerals in the bank. That's a lot, but it doesn't mean he can actually sustain, because Terran would always lose less force than Protoss in general. Anyways, massive Zelle production coming out from Shuttle. He's gonna try to go all out. Yeah, this 9 o'clock base is completely wasteful. This base could have just become a nexus for a while, but he's not making it a nexus. He's gonna try to snipe something here. The science is gonna get destroyed at high temperature. Could cast 1 more storm, cast a storm. That was a great storm that hits 2 of the tanks, and now Dragoons can come in and take that other tank on the backside, and he does get the tank now. Shadow dropping some Xenon over the tanks and clearing them out very nicely. This is nice, efficient trade. 400 minerals worth of Xenon, or like something like 700 to 800 and minerals, and something like 400 gas worth of tanks. Anyways, if you look at the mineral patches, Shadow's running out of minerals because he's been mining these safe bases for a while. You need to always take risks and mine the bases closer towards the enemy, right? But Shadow, his main job nowadays is basically being a sidekick of Terror, and accompanying him into these kind of random shows with that like 20 girls from the universities. That is his job. He's not a Starcraft player anymore, but anyhow, if he loses today, we have a chance to come back and play tomorrow, so I guess it's not bad, but we shall see how he performs in this performance. We're looking at 36. I mean, this game is going to drag up until when, I don't know. And one of the very interesting things is that Royal is not able to finish up Shuttle either, so that is to say that Shuttle is not a bad player. He's okay. Both players are going to be jogging for position, but now look at this, the map, man. Royal takes that 9 o'clock base. He takes another base also at 1 o'clock position, so he takes more bases than his enemy, right? Because Shadow's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Royal's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases each, and that doesn't favor Protoss at all. It should not favor Protoss. And as you can see, the Shadow's mineral count is going down. What is this Shadow doing? Just dropping some random stuff and not getting anything done. He's gonna try to attack that D-Matrix tank. That is gonna be futile. Anyways, yes, I feel like Royal just need to play a little bit more, get some more minerals, then just go all out. Go all out and destroy the enemy. Some nice attacking. So I guess this base, for this base, is gonna have many SCVs, to be honest, so that's fine. He loses it, but now Shadow is allowing the enemy to retake the 9 o'clock position without mining a single mineral patch from it. He's just giving it right back. That's not really pretty good, but anyways, looks like now Roy's gonna try to bust out the bottom left. This is a nice move, but keep in mind that Shadow's bottom left is also not mining well. He doesn't have much minerals in that area, but if he can take that base out, then there will be no more attack against the 9 o'clock position, except in the form of Shuttle and Zelle and high temperature dropping. That might be what we're going to be seeing in the next couple of minutes, but we're looking at 37 minutes on the mark now, and Shuttle is losing. He's running out of minerals. He's got 200 minerals in the bank. 189 supply for Shuttle, and Royal 157. Both players are very much gas strapped and mining from very few places. For Royal, he's only mining from the 9 o'clock position, and as for Shuttle, he's only mining out of, well, almost nowhere now, because new base not yet saturated. Dragoons attacking nicely here, so they're gonna get pushed back. This Shadow will come out here to do some storm. He will need to storm whatever he comes to his mind. He gets some Goliaths. That is not bad. He will storm the tank at the backside. He will storm once again and get the tank cleared. He's gonna drop yet another hydro. He will cast a great storm on all of those vultures that are brand new. They all died here. These tanks are gonna be on the low ground though, and he's gonna be having a small engagement. Looks like those tanks are gonna eat up a lot of storms. The Shadow lands. The Goliath's not able to fire a single shot at the Shadow. And there's gonna be another storm against those clubbed up tank, and there's gonna be Zelle to come in to finish up those tanks. Those tanks are exploding. Supply wise, Shadow 146, 150, and Royal 133, so that's okay. But yeah, these probes are actually not mining at all, and And this is really not looking good at all for Shadow. He's got a lot of idle folk. He's making a lot of Archon, which is nice, but it's a double-edged sword because any attack from the science vessel and you would die. Need to cast a storm. He's storming his the enemy's mines there, which is not really good. But anyways, if this base falls, I believe this is gonna be the end of Shadow's battle here. He needs to storm more. He needs to storm right now. What is he doing? Storm whatever is in front of your face, man. He goes in and that hunter gets destroyed before he actually casts a single. He's gonna cast one more storm. He casts another storm that hits 3 tanks. No, just 2 tanks, but they're still alive. There's gonna be an Archon that comes out, and he's morphing several Archon. He needs to cast one more storm. One of those Archons taking a hit. He comes through. He casts a storm on something, and he's gonna back up. And okay, what is this? All of a sudden, he's got some random forces coming through to attack that he's forgotten about, and he's gonna be able to push the back. But maybe this is a little bit too late because Royo's got 1,000 minerals in the back. He would clear out this base. The Shadow is gonna be careful. He lands some items, but he loses a Shadow in the process. He needs to cast a storm. He casts a great storm to damage his 3 tanks and some Goliaths, but that is what's going to be demanded here because it looks like Shadow is not mining. His mineral count has stopped, and Shadow has GG. So Royo is gonna qualify for the next round of ASL, and Shadow will have to fight in the day 2 of the qualifiers. If you join this game, if you buy me coffee, the link to that's gonna be in the description, as well as subscribe to the channel. Go broodwar forever for exclusive Starcraft content. If this channel ever get destroyed, thanks for watching. Super bye.